You're here with the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Switchblade Jay White.
Rocker, Juice Robinson, the Headbanger,
ELP Al Phantasmo. Make sure you guys tune in to Lions of the Republic podcast, and more important than all, keep them high and too sweet.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Lions of the Republic. Woo!
Woo, yeah, let's go. I am Kyosuke Nomura, also known as Puro Suki on Instagram. And
hello, I'm Ben. I'm one of the three Bens working for the Republic. So for easiness, just refer to me as Ben W.
Yeah, Ben W, alright. Today we're going to talk about the G1 Climax and also our predictions, because I guess when this comes out, night... Oh god, how many Tokyo events were there? I guess...
Today, as we speak, I think night 16 is about
night
to start.
16. Yeah, I think when this comes out, night 16 is going to come out. So yes,
Yeah.
I guess you're going to be ahead of us, you
Slightly.
Yeah, slightly. So, all right, let's run. So let's run through the blocks, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with A block because it's the first letter of the alphabet.
Yep.
A block obviously has everything going on with all the monsters.
It's the monster block.
Is super fun and super exciting. But even despite all the monsters, I think the winner for A block is still painfully obvious.
Yeah, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Obviously,
so I guess,
Okada.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, after you.
I guess currently the points are Kazuchika Okada with 8 points. Toru Yano, he's the real winner of the A block. If everyone gets food poisoning, 2 points.
He's eliminated mathematically.
He's eliminated. I wanted to buy his DVDs. Tom Lawler with 4 points. Jonah with 6 points. Jeff Cobb with 4 points. Lance Archer with 6 points, and Bad Luck Fale with 4 points. Yes. Yeah. So all right.
So kind of obviously with everything going on in A block, Okada is still got the best record. He's only dropped points to Jonah.
Yeah.
So which was a really good match, which if you haven't seen, go watch, because Okada basically puts Jonah over. It reminds me a lot of Inoki versus Vader, but with less riot.
It does. Yeah, it does. Same here. I guess that's how New Japan does it, in my vision, because I guess they need to put some new guys over, because the Japanese fans don't know a lot about Jonah or Tom Lawler or Lance. No, not Lance Archer. He was already famous here. So I guess for Jonah, he needed a big push as this big ass monster, and that push was Kazuchika Okada. So I guess that's a big ass pop in Osaka too. Yes, big ass pop in Osaka.
Yeah, I think as well, something to note, especially with the fact that despite the fact that he played this massive heel on Strong, Filthy Tom's being pushed as almost like a babyface.
Yeah.
In Japan, and because he's one of the smaller guys in the monster block. It seems really interesting that in Japan he's got over as this kind of fiery underdog grappler, whereas if you watch him on Strong, he's like the unbeatable final boss heel.
Yeah, so, he's like the strongest for the longest, baby, and then where he doesn't do that anymore in Japan. I guess in Japan we like the underdogs like Tomohiro Ishii and like Yoshihashi and all those guys. So I guess that's why we cheer for him, because I guess we want him to win, but I think we don't think that he's gonna win. But I guess his New Day Rocks clap chant gets over pretty well here.
Phil, Tom.
Tom. Yeah.
It's super fun to see him do his thing though, because he is an incredible talent, and New Japan are really lucky to have him regularly appearing, because
Yeah.
as well. When he's on commentary, his knowledge really
Yeah.
comes across, what he offers and what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
So even if when he retires, because he is he's older than he looks.
Yeah.
When he sort of comes across and retires,
Yeah.
I imagine he might be someone that if you can get him into as a dojo trainer in LA Dojo, a dojo ran by him and Shibata would just be like, today we will do 23 hours of grappling training followed by 1 hour of sleep.
Yep.
But it would be super fun. So yeah, my prediction for the A block, still Okada. Today's A block match, I say today, we're recording this on the day of night 16. Today's A block match is, let's just check the schedule.
Today we have, who do we have?
It's Toriano versus Jeff Cobb.
Oh, that's amazing. Another Yano match that, yeah, just what we need. His, not yet released Chaos Glamping DVD. Not yet released Chaos Glamping DVD. Yeah, in the Lawler match, Lawler saw his, DVD was like still out, where, I think it's gonna be like 2 parts. One's coming out in late August, so this month, and then one's coming out I think late September, so next month. And then Lawler was like, "What the fuck is this? No, there's no. What the fuck is this?" God.
We get demonetized on episode 1.
By this 13-year-old who's clearly underage.
Yeah. So yeah, I still think Okada's going to win A block. Upcoming important A block match to keep an eye on is probably Lance Archer versus Jonah.
Yeah.
And then obviously everything that Okada is doing. So he's still also got, basically it all ties down to Lance Archer's next two matches. Because if Jonah takes a loss to Archer, then that basically guarantees that it's going to either be Archer or Okada, and it comes down to the final night, which of course we know New Japan loves to do. So I think we can see where that's going.
Yeah. So I guess B block, let's head on to it, I guess.
B block. Ooh, B block's exciting.
B block's exciting. Alright, let's run through the points here. So first we have Tomohiro Ishii with 2 points, sadly. Tamatonga with 8 points. Sanada with 6 points. YouTuber Taichi with 4 points. Great Okan with 2 points. Jay White, all hail Great Okan. Jay White with 8 points and Chase Owens with 4 points. So I guess none of the matches like matter except Tamatonga versus Jay White now, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one because they're currently tied up.
Yeah.
Jay White obviously hasn't taken a loss yet. Tamatonga did take a loss, but it wasn't to Jay White. So this one could be a potential tiebreaker. And it probably is. I think it's the main event of the last night of the G1 or the penultimate night.
No, I think it's some part. The main event of the last night of the G1 is Juice versus
Ospreay Robinson.
Ospreay. Yeah, Ospreay.
It's on the. It is on the last night. It's on the same night as Okada versus Archer and Ospreay Robinson. So
yeah, so it's on the. Oh yeah, it's in
it's in Tokyo. So
yeah, it's in Budokan. So it's match 3, match 4 of the card, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's B block. B block was kind of short, to be honest. I guess they were pushing those two, right? And then yeah, I guess that whole Bullet Club Civil War thing, they're gonna have to settle it out in the Budokan, where I guess
I can see Tama taking it.
Yeah.
Because my prediction for tonight, as in the match is happening today, is that Taichi might pick up a win over Jay. Yeah. And then that puts both Tama and Jay 4-1.
Yeah.
And on 8 points. Whereas if Jay wins, he in effect is guaranteed to cakewalk the block because he'll be undefeated.
So my prediction is that Jay's gonna go full undefeated through the block, and then in the semifinals, he's gonna lose to, I think, Okada, I guess, and then he's gonna go backstage, say this should have been mine, and never what I have this belt, you know. And then so I guess Jay's gonna be eliminated in the semis. That's what I'm expecting. But I don't know. Anything could happen. It's a G1 Climax.
Yeah.
The G1 Climax. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Tama wins this block because and then wins a title shot over Jay. But then the logic falls apart when you think, well, if they do Tama versus Jay with Tama going over in the blocks, then does that have any stakes for the later title challenge? And is Tama Tonga versus Jay White really a draw for a main event on a road to WK show?
Yeah. So I guess now let's head on to the C block. So
oh
C
no,
block.
however, will Tetsuya Naito come back from this?
Yes. So C block, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi with 6 points, Hiroki Goto with 6 points, Tetsuya Naito with 6 points, Zack Sabre Jr. leading the block with 8 points, Aaron Henare 2 points, Kenta 2 points, and Evil with 4 points. Oh God.
Naito is winning this block.
Naito's winning this block, to be honest. Yeah, I have my eyes set on Goto or Zack Sabre Jr. I want Zack Sabre Jr. to win.
I think that what gave away that Naito was winning this block for me was that I think it is the last C block match, is Naito Zack.
Oh, really?
And yes, it's so it's the last C block match after Goto versus Evil on night 18 at Budokan. And obviously Zack knocked Naito out of the G1 last year. Zack knocked Naito out of the New Japan Cup this year. And Naito being on this underdog run through the block where he took losses early on and now is building back means, this is it. This is Naito overcoming the guy who he hasn't been able to beat in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's also one way Zack can get another win over Naito, and that's Kosei Fujita. With his hat
that was brilliant. I love
was
that.
his hat I saw his hat said I am Zack ZSJ. His hat said like I am ZSJ or something. And then
no jokes here. I'm actually so happy that Suzuki might actually be getting a new member because it feels like all the new talent that New Japan's bringing in is either going to UE or to Bullet Club because they always go to Bullet Club.
Yeah, I guess if Kosei Fujita in like another 4 years makes his excursion back, he might be joining Suzuki Gun, where
I would be up for that. Well, by then it'll probably be Saber-gun or Taichi-gun. Let's be real.
Or Taichi-gun, to be honest, yeah. Suzuki recently shaved off his like head, like he went full off bald. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I missed that.
Shaved head Suzuki, the ultimate scary form of Suzuki.
Oh my God, it's a murder grandpa, Suzuki Minoru. All right.
I'm terrified just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yes. D block, the block that Yujiro Takahashi is currently winning.
Oh shit. Yujiro Takahashi with Peter. Alright, let's run through this hell of a mess. Alright. Yoshihashi with 4 points. David Finlay with 6 points. Shingo Takagi with 4 points. Will Ospreay with 4 points. Rock Hard Juice Robinson with 4 points. ELP Extremely Long Phallus with 4 points. And Yujiro Takahashi. Was Yujiro Takahashi with 6 points. This is interesting.
This is a very intriguing block.
Yeah, this is very intriguing.
Because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the participants on 2 losses.
Yes.
And the 2 who have 3 wins are David Finlay and Yujiro Takahashi in a block that includes Will Ospreay and Shingo Takagi.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I have loved D block. I think it has actually been my favorite block.
Same, yeah. It's also very interesting on the point system this year too.
Because obviously we've had loads of really fun storytelling matches. We had Finlay Robinson, we had Robinson ELP, we had obviously Ospreay Takagi
Yeah.
and five-star Yoshihashi with that
5-star
banger
shit.
against Shingo Takagi, and then the amazing match he had like with everyone else as well. He's been putting on some really strong performances.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah, who saw that coming? Yeah, D Block is a real oof to the other blocks because it's gonna just fight through the ratings. But I was expecting Will Ospreay to win, but now anyone can win too. And
I think it'll be Shingo,
Shingo,
personally.
yeah. Shingo
I think
versus yeah. I guess if Shingo wins, there's gonna be Shingo versus Naito. So maybe if
I love
Naito.
inter-LIJ matches.
Oh yeah, I think the last time they had a match, it was G1 29, I think.
Mm,
In yeah, that's amazing. God, with Yujiro Takahashi, that's unexpected. With Yujiro, it was Peter by his side. Where oh
again, yay!
again, yeah, Yujiro Takahashi, Tokyo Pimp. Oh god, I saw. Oh god, whenever I go to like Yujiro Takahashi matches, I can't focus on the match when Peter's by the side because she wears these like fucking big ass heels. I'm like, how the fuck does she walk in that? So I can't
Yeah,
concentrate on the match every time. But D Block,
that's why.
yeah, D Block, amazing.
Yeah,
God, yeah.
interesting D block matches we've got coming up on. Well, today, night 16, we
Yep.
have Shingo Yujiro and Yoshihashi Will.
Mm,
And then on the last night of the G1, we have Shingo ELP and Will Juice, obviously with all the shenanigans around the United
the
States title.
U.S. titles.
Who's currently got the US belt? Is it still David Finlay? Or
No,
does
I
Will
think
have it?
David Finlay gave it to Will after David won the match, and then he's like anytime, anywhere, let me challenge for that belt to Will. And then Will said, I'm not gonna wear this belt around my waist until I beat the fuck out of David Finlay.
Yeah, because that's why he was wearing it around his neck, I saw. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I slightly lost track of who's actually got the belt.
Yeah.
But yeah,
David.
I'm
Yeah.
I am
I.
really glad that Will actually now has the belt
Yeah.
because obviously he's got this upcoming match. I think it's on the 24th of August. So
Yeah.
after the G1 is finished, he's got a match in AEW with Aussie Open against Death Triangle.
Yeah.
And I am slightly fed up of them having to explain on AEW commentary and also seeing a lot of people very confused and some being quite nasty about how dumb it is that Will is the champion but doesn't have the belt.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
yeah,
see, I'm glad that Will has the belt now because I thought the
yeah, me too.
American. Yeah. Yeah, I like it around his neck too. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it reminds me when he was kind of doing that "I'm the real world champion" storyline and coming out with a bunch of indie
Yeah.
belts, or when he had the
Still.
2 British heavyweight championships. That was a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
fun to watch.
So that was a lot of fun to watch. So I guess now. Oh god.
So yeah. So overall, who do you think is overall going to win this G1?
Overall, I think I do not know. It's kind of was the semifinals and stuff. I do not know, but A block versus B block, which I think it's gonna be Okada versus J. I think Okada's gonna win, and then C block versus D block. I want Osprey to win, but I think it's gonna be Shingo, and then I think C block. I'm going with Goto. So I
Hmm.
think that I'm gonna get Shingo to win. I think Shingo might win that. And then in the final, it's gonna be Shingo versus Okada, another rematch. I think Shingo is gonna win this G1. So I think for me, Shingo. Yeah, how about you, Ben?
So I agree in part. So
Yeah,
Okada for A block, I think Tama for B block.
yeah.
I think Naito for C, and I think Shingo for D.
All right.
So with Okada going over Tama, but Tama getting that title shot over Jay to have for storyline.
Yeah.
I think then Okada on the other side of the bracket, I think Naito takes it over Shingo. Naito versus Okada again I know we've had that match a lot this year, but it is a match that draws a crowd. It's the 50th anniversary. It's arguably the two top guys. Then, because the first half of the year kind of was Okada's half of the year, then the chase to Wrestle Kingdom is then Naito doing kind of, being strong in the chase because he's always very good when he's chasing the title. And then Kingdom, Jay White versus Naito.
Yeah, Jay White versus Naito, because Naito's goal every year is to be on that main event card for the rest.
Yeah,
like at the
because
Tokyo. Yeah.
He's still not over the fact that the IC title main evented over him at, I think, was it 9 or 11?
Yeah. So yeah, anyone can win the G1. Like every year, I say that, like off the podcast, because we just started this one. But every year I say it to my friends, anyone can win the G1. This year as well. This year,
Yeah,
they've put on a lot of great matches too.
it's been a really, really strong G1, I think, especially after a kind of rough couple years.
Yeah.
Having some of the outsiders come in
Yeah.
and has just really kind of shaken it up a bit.
Yeah.
We've seen some of the talent have had just a really strong year all round, and they've kind of carried that momentum through. We've had people recovering from their injuries and then coming back into a really strong performance.
Yeah.
And lots of storyline development, which is super fun.
It's fun. This year's G1, God, it's all over the place. But the G1's coming to an end, which is sad because I don't have a reason to watch wrestling anymore. But there's N1 and Noah, which I'm not very familiar about. Yeah, same. So I guess the next tour is Burning Spirit, which is gonna have their main show in Kobe World Hall, where it's rumored to have Kushida versus Taiji Ishimori for the junior belt.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be good.
That's going to be fun.
That's gonna be fun, yeah. And also after the G1, there's gonna be a G1 special in Roppongi Hills, where actually before the podcast started, they just released who's gonna be competing in it. So I'll just read it off to the viewers here. So G1 in Roppongi, G1 in Roppongi Hills. So there's gonna be Tanahashi, Makabe, Honma, Wato, Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, Ishii, Yano, Yo, Naito, Takagi, Sanada, Bushi, Suzuki, Zack, Taichi, El Desperado, Taka Michinoku, and Bullet Club, fuck, Evil, Takahashi, Yushiro, Sho, and Gedo. House of Torture coming full in Roppongi Hills. United Empire. All hail Jeff Cobb and Great Khan. And then the New Japan Pro Wrestling Young Lions. Nakashima, Oiwa, and Fujita. So I guess no Gaijin talent except Zack Sabre Jr. for this show, where I was kind of, yeah.
What's the date of that show?
It's on the 20th, and then it's around noon, and then actually I'm going. It's at Roppongi, yeah.
Yeah, so Jeff Cobb is Gaijin.
Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb. I forgot about Jeff.
Yeah,
I forgot about Jeff. Yeah.
Will be probably in the States because he's got AEW. Jay White, we know he's had some heat stroke, so maybe they're kind of like, oh goodness, we'll need to keep an eye on that. Yeah, hope he's fully recovered from that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who else you'd really expect for that.
When I saw this, I was surprised that Okada wasn't in the card too. Okada wasn't in the card.
Notable by his absence.
Yeah, I think since it's a G1 special, I think the winner of the G1 Climax will be in somewhere in here. Where my guess, Yujiro Takahashi. Yujiro Takahashi. God, yeah, it's kind of notable guys like Okada. It's kind of surprised that he's not in the card for, I guess, one of their big shows, the G1 special in Roppongi Hills.
Yeah,
Suki,
no,
yeah,
that's an interesting one. I mean, maybe I imagine maybe he'll be taking some time off because obviously he has only just fully recovered from
yeah,
that back injury that plagued him for most of 2021.
yeah,
Um, and you probably definitely want him healthy for kind of the sprint up to January because like if he gets re-hurt and has to miss Kingdom, that's a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. That's a
It's a
problem.
big
Like, I
that's a
guess,
big problem.
yeah, Kingdom. Well,
It's gonna be
Kingdom, yeah,
it's gonna be
Kingdom 16. Well, yeah, oh no, not continue. Yeah, continue.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's gonna be an interesting one, like this run from the G1 up to the Kingdom shows,
yeah,
because there's so much potential for new things. So obviously you might, if kind of all the partnerships go well, you have a chance of perhaps getting an all Atlantic defense. You might get some people from Impact showing up,
yeah.
you
There's
know,
also, yeah, it's a
and
Stardom IWGP
yeah,
champion
that's what
too.
I was going to
Yeah,
mention as well. Stardom, which because their crossover show soon, isn't it?
yeah. Historic X over. I think that's the name.
Yeah, historic X over, which I have
Yeah.
had to explain multiple times to people, means crossover. Just read it literally.
Crossover. Oh yeah, I was also kind of confused on the name too, so thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, you're welcome. No,
No, it's okay.
I was talking to some people outside of the team, and they were saying, "Well, why is it called X over?" And I was like, "Well, crossover. Read it literally."
Yeah, I think the ticket prices are massive. Like normally in Japan, the royal seat, which is like the good seats in the front, is
Hmm.
normally like 150 USD converted it. Yeah, if it's converted to, I guess, to if it's a Kingdom show or some big show, to $50 to $500 if it's Kingdom. But here we have got $1,500, 1500 for the first seat in for like the front row seats. Second row seats, it's $1,000. Third row
Wow,
seats, $700, and then Arena A is $300, and then just goes down. So
that's a lot. They must be hoping for a big crowd then,
yeah,
because
they must
they
be.
could make a lot. They could have a big gate on that
Yeah,
because Stardom always draws really well.
yeah.
So if you and then with presumably a fairly solid undercard of
Oh, yeah.
both Stardom and New Japan stuff, well, it'll probably be a very, very strong show from the in-ring perspective as well, because it's Stardom and New Japan. What more could you want?
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking of is I think they might draw more talent in this show because I think in the Noah versus New Japan show, I think I remember there not being that many. I guess. Oh God, was there any foreign talent? Not
Uh,
Zack Sabre. That's not Zack Sabre Jr. Because
know that it was
yeah,
all Japanese talent.
all Japanese talent. Yeah, I wish that there will be more foreign talent in this show because I
Hmm.
guess Jay wasn't in the Noah show. ELP wasn't in the show. I'm not gonna say extremely. Oh, fuck. I'm not gonna say this.
Immediately says it.
Oh
Oh,
God, ELP's not in the Noah show where he was in Kingdom, but I wish that like some Bullet Club guy that's not House of Torture would be on the show. But I don't know. It's in November, I think. But
fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Well,
Yes. Well,
yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that we had to cover. Because obviously we've got G1 that's unfinished, and
yeah,
I imagine as the G1 goes on, there'll be some more storyline developments, like these
yeah,
subtle hints that ELP might be turning face
yeah,
or kind of becoming a good guy, or
yeah,
the what was really interesting for me actually before I forget to mention it was in the Shingo Juice match. It took Juice hitting Pulp Friction to win, and that was for various reasons. Different people were saying, oh, he might have been concussed, or he might have slightly mistimed his pacing.
Yeah.
But if I was thinking they might try and spin that out into a story where sometimes Juice has to go back to Pulp Friction to win matches, not the Rock Slide, sort of hinting that perhaps the true nature of Juice is still a good guy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, yeah, is that what the move is called? Just the rock slide? Yeah,
I think that's what his new finish is called, the Rock Slide.
yeah, I think was
And
his
obviously that left-hand punch that was called the third eye is now called
left hand of God, I think. Yeah, it was called the
or
left hand of God. Yeah,
the I think
also, yeah.
you could call it perhaps, and you can do the impersonation better than I can.
I'm not gonna even attempt it. See, if you guys don't know, the my God, the little ad that sometime I think when this comes out, it's gonna come out by J Juice and ELP.
Which
I
we're super
think.
grateful for. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to me. Yes. God, Juice told me that Gallows made that as an impression of Vince McMahon because of the you're fired, you're fired, and that's on it. I was like, oh really? Oh shit. Oh shit. And then I guess, see, I swore a lot of them, a lot in front of them, like not on purpose. And then ELP was like, "No, it's okay, you can say shit." And then I'm like, "Hell yeah, hell yeah."
Let Suki say shit.
Yeah, let Suki say shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
we will see you all for the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We hope
Thank
you've
you so
enjoyed
much.
this first episode. Please do follow Suki on Instagram at.
Puroresu _ Suki. Yes.
Please do also follow Wrestling Republic. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, where you can see some of the awesome stuff our colleagues are putting out. Check out the Soul sessions with Soul and Clark and Kobe's
Republic.
new show, which is just awesome,
It's awesome, I think.
and
Yeah.
everything else we do. So, with all
Do,
of that,
do you
that is,
wanna close it off with the Ichi-ni-san da, like a
yeah,
little
go for it.
Ichi-ni-san
Done.
da. Thank you
Take
very
care, everyone.
much. Take care.